Well, hello, model car fans. Welcome to the Muscle Car Modeler. My name is Ralph, and this week I'm working on my '64 Chevelle Malibu SS project. This is sponsored by Hobby Nut Models, as they provided this kit, and as long as the donor chassis and engine that I took from the '64 Impala SS lowrider kit. And so I got both kits from them. So I'm doing a little bit of kit bashing, along with the Chevelle 65 Z16 chassis from Revell. If you guys have been following along, you've been watching the progress on that and been getting a lot of work done. And I cut it into a convertible, as you guys know. But here's the AMT body. And last time you saw it, I was working on the bare metal foil and everything. So I got that completed. This side is what I did on camera. And then here, finished the rear here. Got all the foil work all the way around. A lot of tight trimming and everything. And, here's the other side. And then, of course, the windshield frame and everything. And on these, the paint comes up the side here. And then the whole top is, a couple of stainless pieces. So the whole top is done. Sun visors are now in place, which they were before I painted it. And just getting some of the black done. So I've got a bit to do here. But so I'm going to do a little bit more to this body today. But I'm going to black all of this out, because some of this is visible in the chassis, and you put the inner fenders and some of the stuff you can see right in here. So on this one, since the chassis is all blacked out, I'm going to black out all of this. Sometimes I'll make sure and I'll paint on the inside here, get paint in there, especially when I'm doing the rest of the chassis the same color, which I did on my, here's my Dart. I made sure I had the silver sprayed in here because the chassis on this one is silver. So it just depends on how I'm building the model and the details. So I got the windshield frame already blacked out in there, because I'm going to be gluing this in here real soon, and the firewall and radiator support, but I'll end up blacking all in here. Let's get it all blacked out so I can get it ready for the chassis. So I'll be doing that here real shortly. And that's why I got the firewall and radiator support right here. And then also, I got some work to do on this interior, but I got all the interior parts here. They've all been sprayed the semi-gloss black. But this interior, a little lacking in the detail, which, with the roof on, not so noticeable, but with the convertible, being exposed, there's actually quite a bit of chrome that goes on these. So there should be like an H pattern right in here. And of course the medallion and all the window cranks and door handles. So it's kind of funny that it's got two window cranks here and another window crank there. But I think this one's actually supposed to be a door handle, not a window crank. But it sure looks like a window crank. Of course, the same thing on this side. I'm pretty sure there's some ashtrays in here. I'm not sure if that's a medallion or something in the seat, so I got to look closer at the reference photos. And then detail this console, which this isn't glued. I just put it in there just to see. And then get the shifter ready for it. So I got all these off to the side here, but I'm going to do that in a different video as far as detailing these parts out. So I'll just kind of keep all that together. But I got a ways to go on some of this stuff here, but pretty simple. But when it comes to this stuff, and the grill's gonna hide this side of it, but I already painted that, so I'm gonna start blacking out, because some of this might be visible from the underside, and it probably will be. So I'll get my semi-gloss black here, which is what I prefer to do here, and then I just work my way from one side to the other. I'll get these as well, because I do not know if they're, I think they will be visible actually. Just kind of makes for a little bit better appearance when if you black out your chassis, black everything else out to match so it doesn't stand out, especially if you got overspray like this, where you can kind of see where there's primer and there's yellow and clear overspray. Just makes it, in my opinion, look just a little bit better. Just go right to the edge here. I get asked quite a bit about the clear coat I use. I went to the paint supply store and got a bit of a surprise, but because it's not cheap. I like to use real automotive clear, and I know there's cheaper solutions and whatnot, but it's mainly because I have so much of it, and it was left over from when I painted my wife's Chevelle. And only problem is the hardener sometimes will go bad. And I started having that happen again where, the hardener starts to gel and you can tell it's not going to last much longer and it's time to replace it. The clear itself, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, I bought the gallon of clear and I probably still have, 3 quarts of it or so. Because when I'm spraying model car bodies, mixing up about 4 ounces at a time will do 3 bodies. So that's going to last me a long time. You do the math. A pint is 16 ounces, 32 for a quart. So I've got, still plenty. But the hardener was going bad. But automotive paints is, all paint has gotten expensive. But so I went to the store and, I'm going to be painting a friend's 64 Bug that I'm doing the body work on in the garage. So I went to go get more hardener, and a pint of it was almost $200. I spent $190 there buying just the hardener, and it's a pint. That's enough to make half a gallon of clear. It's like, whoa. And a quart of it was $303. A gallon of the clear coat is now $606. You buy the thinner. I just realized, doing the math there when I was there, a gallon of paint, reducer, hardener, everything you need to do it, that's going to be $1,200. So automotive paint is really climbing up there too. But even in the past 5 years, you look at the price of, just the tester's paint and paint in general. Like the brush cleaner went from $2 to what, $6 now at Hobby Lobby here locally. Just making sure all of this is covered, all of the visual areas. You look at it from this side and this side. So yeah, I'm real curious how much paint this 64 Bug is going to take and how much it's going to be when I paint that car. But because over 10 years ago, the Chevelle, it was 13 years ago I painted that car. 3 quarts of blue. Was it 3 quarts or 2 quarts? I think it was 3 quarts of blue, 1 quart of silver, a gallon of the clear, all the hardeners and the thinner, no primer. I'd already bought the primer, which was over $1,000 in primer on that car, but it was metal etching primer, sealing primer, and a sandable primer. So I had already spent $1,000 on primer on that car. But the paint This was 13 years ago. It was $1,600 for the clear and all the color. So $2,600 roughly in paint. I think we'll have over 3,000 on this bug. So that's going to be interesting. But it'll be really nice when we're done. But if anybody's priced a paint job lately at body shops and stuff, wow. When it came to my friend's bug, nobody would touch it. No body shops will really mess with a car that old and that's already been disassembled and nothing fits. So, and even the restoration shops are hesitant because it was already taken apart. Anyway, this isn't very glamorous. But this is what I do, and I go right to the edge. Anyway, when I was bringing up the clear coat, and I got the foil here, if I get a little bit on the outside, I can just let it dry and polish it off, and it'll come right off. This clear coat is pretty durable when it comes to that. But it's a high quality clear coat. It's not some of the cheapest stuff, but I've been doing Sherwin-Williams. It's $9.39 is what I use, but I found out they don't make it anymore. Replaced it with something CC 950. So I'm wondering what's different or not. It appears they both use the same hardeners and same reducers, so I don't have to worry about that. Just a little bit different clear coat. So wondering if the formula is different or what they changed. I'll figure that out later. But anyway, just babbling along while I'm doing this painting. And I go away from the edges. And sometimes I'll have to touch this up too, because sometimes when you're putting the chassis in, it'll scratch a corner or something. So sometimes you got to touch it up, but get it all done like this. It'll look pretty good. You'll see it when it's all assembled. Some like doing work like this, some not so much. But there you go. Be letting that dry, but you can see all down one side. I'll even do under here. Just me being therapeutic and everything. But I'll continue working on this, but I'll stop this video here and we'll continue on with this. But you guys, thank you for tuning in and subscribing and all your comments and everything. I really do appreciate it, you guys. And you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time.